सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। The last verse talked about the difficulty of getting out of samsara by a beautiful analogy of the samsara tree. Beautiful poetry there. And that answered the question, Kasya pratishtha, asya pratishtha kaha, samsarasya pratishtha kaha, what is the reason why samsara is so deep rooted? Why does it keep on repeating itself? It is on a loop. You know how when you play music, you can play the same song over and over again. It's like that. So that answered the question, Katham pratishtha. And then the next part of the question was what? Katham pratishtha, katham vimokshaha. How do I free myself of this? And for that, the next verse is there. We'll chant that. 150 or 44. Shruti pramanaikamate swadharma Nishtha tavaivatma vishuddhirasya Nishtha tavaivatma vishuddhirasya Nishtha tavaivatma vishuddhirasya Vishuddha buddhev paramatma vedanam Tenaiva samsara samula nashaha. This verse is like the GPS. You go on Google Maps and say how to go to Tapovan and then it will give you. It will give you the road, how to go by car, how to go by foot, and all this it will give you. How to go to Tapovan, it will give you step by step things. Turn here, go there, walk here, and then all that, and then following that you can go to Tapovan. And so similarly here, this is the GPS for Atmajnanam, moksha, and the destruction of samsara. Samsara is destroyed when you follow this route. This is the GPS for being one with the Atma, and then in the process samsara gets destroyed. How? Let us see. So first is the traveler is described. Who is the traveler? Shruti pramana ekamatihi. A mouthful, but the one who is single-minded. Ekamatihi means single-minded. Single-minded with reference to what? Shruti as pramana. Simple. Shruti as pramana. Shruti is the pramana. Shruti is the way. Shruti means the teaching. Shruti means Veda. Shruti means Vedanta, the primary text. So, Shruti is the pramana, the one who has that nishtha. Nishtha means nitaram sthitihi. Nitaram sthiti means, nishtha means it's like the Shruti is my ticket out of samsara. This study is my ticket out of samsara. Is a surefire ticket no other way, meaning, what is that? The thing is that the problem is of self. What is that? The problem is of self ignorance. There is a bondage, a notion of bondage, and the notion of bondage is eliminated by knowledge. That's all we are talking about. We are not denying any experiences, and all these things are included. Whatever experiences one has, it is not denied, it is not derided, but we are talking of clarity. For clarity, this is the only way. Because what I have is obfuscation. I do not know myself, so I have to know myself. So the traveler is first described on this GPS route. What is GPS?
Guru Positioning System.
Very good. Guru Paduka Stotram. That's what I call GPS. So, Guru Paduka Stotram, GPS. So on this GPS, first we have to look at who is the traveler. Who is the traveler who is going to get this? And the traveler has one condition here that must be met. What is that? The one who has trust in the Shruti. You see, this is all, it's all part of the internal work that we have been talking about. To have trust in the Shruti, you have to be able to, one has to be able to, what? Trust. One has to be able to trust in general. Then only one can trust the Shruti. So that trust has to be accorded to the Shruti. And what kind of trust? Not kabhi kabhi trust. Means sometimes I trust. Today I am having a good day and I trust that the Shruti will take me. The Shruti is the nauka. Nauka means what? Boat. The Shruti is the nauka. Vedanta is the nauka that will take me on the other side of samsara. Today I trust. Why? I'm in a good mood. I happen to be in a great mood. So today I trust. Tomorrow, some kind of a personal rain cloud. What is a personal rain cloud? It's only over my head, nobody else's head. This is what is called a personal rain cloud that refuses to rain and get it over with. At least if it rains, finished, then the sun will come out. But here it is just there, going with me everywhere. And so then what happens? The next day, I'll say, what Shruti? What will it do for me? Nothing. What has it done? I have already studied for 4 weeks. 4 weeks? 6 weeks. OMG. Yeah, I have already studied for 6 weeks. Kya hua? Kuch nahi hua. Nothing happened. What happened? And so the next day, I don't have that trust. That's not the kind of person described here. The person has cultivated a dhridata. Dhridata means a certain kind of a understanding that this is a sure way out. This is one way I can really understand and be free. So Shruti Pramana Ekamatehe, and then what else? The other condition for the traveler is to have Swadharma Nishtha. Not only Nishtha in Shruti Pramana, but Swadharma. What is Swadharma? The best definition of Swadharma is to mind your own business. I really like this definition. Instead of seeing what are you doing, how come you didn't do this, and why I should do this. This is the general tendency. The general tendency is to be outward focused. What is the world doing? And what is happening in the world? How come we are very much interested in other people's omissions and commissions? Isne kya kiya, isne kya nahi kiya. What did this person do? What did this person not do? Both of them we are very interested in. We are completely focused on that. And we are focused on so many things. We are focused on people in power because we have scrutiny. How are they behaving? I want to see. They should be accountable to me. And we are focused on people who are in our lives. How are they treating me? Let me see. We have developed a hyper vigilance about everybody else and their business, especially as it relates to me. That's how it is. And then in the process, what is forgotten is what is it that I have to do? What is it that I have to contribute as a human being? So this is Swadharma Nishtha. Swadharme Nishtha. In my own dharma, I have to put a little more effort. Instead of having the focus be all over the place, the focus just comes back to minding my own business. Have I done what all I should be doing? Have I not done what I should not be doing? That is where the focus should be, and that is the ideal traveler on this road of moksha. And then what happens? Taya eva. So, taya nishtaya eva. Through this nishtha. What kind of nishtha? Nishtha dvayam. First is the nishtha in Shruti as pramana. Nishtha means trust. A committed lifestyle here. So the committed lifestyle where I trust the Shruti to take me to the other side of samsara, to take me to on the road of moksha, where the road, the wayfarer and the destination are all one and the same. So Shruti Pramana Ekamatihi. And then that is the first one, Nishtha in that. And then the second Nishtha is in my own Swadharma. There is some way in which there is a great focus and there is less distraction when I do what I am supposed to do and when I desist from doing what I am not supposed to do. And in this manner there is great growth. And because of this growth, what happens is that the next thing it is said, taya eva, taya nishtaya eva, atma vishuddhihi, asya purushasya. For this person there is antahkarana shuddhi. Atma here is antahkarana. Antahkarana means a clean heart without any conflict. Generally what happens? The heart is all crowded with so much conflict. Raga and Dvesha take over. Raga and Dvesha completely take over. They are all over the place. They make one completely weak, confused. Raga, Dvesha, strong likes, dislikes, preferences, prejudices overtake the person, leaving them completely confused, and then it's like an eclipse. On March 29th, there is one solar eclipse, not visible in India, but other places it is there. Partial solar eclipse. So like the eclipse, the Raga Dveshas eclipse my priorities, eclipse the buddhi, eclipse what I want to do, eclipse my destination, eclipse my commitment. So therefore, I have to keep the buddhi free of clutter of raga dveshas. This is why the raga dvesha management is an important part of Vedanta Shastra, important part of the Bhagavad Gita also. Where in the Bhagavad Gita it is taught at length. Here it is just mentioned. Taya nishtaya eva. With this kind of a nishtha, vishuddha buddhihi. The prasada of this trust, the prasada of seeing the Shruti as my destination and seeing gaining emotional growth by doing whatever I am supposed to do. This is the cause of Vishuddha Buddhi. Each one is causally linked. So the cause of Vishuddha Buddhi is Swadharma Nishtha, and then the Shruti Pramana Ekamatihi. And then what does Vishuddha Buddhi do? Vishuddha Buddhehe Paramatma Vedanam. Paramatma Vedanam means the darshan of Bhagavan takes place. Where? Right here, as you. This is the darshan. Darshan is not something which is external. There cannot be an external darshan, unless, of course, we are talking of some kind of a, what is that, some kind of an avatara coming. That's a different thing. But most of the time, the darshan is understanding the truth of myself as Ishvara. And when the ragadveshas are sleeping with a pacifier in the mouth, like for crying babies, you put something in the mouth and then it sucks on that and stops crying. Like this, the ragadveshas are all tranquil. They are suspended, if not completely gone. They are integrated. So much so that they become vibhutayaha. They become glories rather than likes and dislikes. Like Lord Krishna's desire to play the flute. It is his glory. We can enjoy it. It becomes, for the jnani, for Bhagavan, the ragadveshas become glories for other people to enjoy. They become glories. The jnani is not attached to the ragadvesha, the objects of ragadvesha. Oh, but Krishna plays the flute. Krishna sports a peacock feather. Yes, he does. But if you take away the peacock feather and the flute, he's not going to sit and cry. Okay? That's the difference. They become vibhutis, glories for us to enjoy. And therefore, we have this very beautiful verse here, step by step, leading us to this. So, Vishuddha Buddhehe Paramatma Vedanam, the seeing of Bhagavan, the sight of Bhagavan as the truth of myself, free of ragadveshas, whole, limitless, Atman, myself. This takes place only when there is space in the heart, free of the clutter of likes and dislikes. Otherwise, it will be like that TV show where you can't even walk in, so many boxes. The people didn't have place to even keep anything. The TV crew had to come and clear everything out. And then they were surprised because they didn't even know it was a 3-bedroom house. They thought it was only 2 bedrooms because they had forgotten. How many rooms are there also they had forgotten. And so like this, when there is a clearance, when I get to be a relative, when I grow up to be a relatively cheerful person regardless of whatever is happening around me, that is what is called Vishuddha Buddhi. It's not absolute cheer, relative cheer. Relatively, I'm cheerful. I'm able to manage my life. I'm okay with whatever there is. Every single small wind of difficulty does not put me in a quandary. I'm not always depressed. I'm ready to take the life on. It's okay. I'm relaxed. I'm relatively cheerful. This is called Vishuddha Buddhi. This is what is needed for understanding of oneself as Ishvara. And then if you say, so what? So what if I understand myself of Ishvara? Tenaiva samsarasya samoola nashaha. This understanding of oneself as Ishvara is the cause for the destruction of samsara. Samsara self-destructs when you understand yourself as the whole. There is no samsara for that person. Why? Because, first of all, there is no end to gain. Many reasons. Why? For the person who is free of ragadveshas, there is no samsara. Why? First reason, there is nothing to gain. Because all that is wanted was wanting. What I wanted is to be forever. I wanted to be immortal. I wanted that forever. And that forever is understood by the Shruti as myself alone, and there is nothing more to want, because whatever I wanted, I got. Therefore, there is a tripti, there is a santushti, there is a satisfaction. There is a contentment, and because of this contentment, there is nothing more to want. And so, therefore, there is no more samsara. What is samsara? A series of wants is samsara. It's like the background in every concert. In every concert, there is a background instrument called tanpura. It just keeps droning the main notes. So in every jiva, there is a tanpura, virtual tanpura, that also keeps playing the old familiar notes. A stuck shruti. The shruti, here shruti means the melody. The melody is stuck. Where is it stuck? I want, 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 I don't have, I don't have, I don't have, I don't have, I lack, I lack, I lack, give me, give me, give me, give me. This is the background. No matter the person is doing many activities, maybe studying Vedanta also, but in the back, this annoying sound is there. But gaining the truth of myself as Ishvara, that sound is gone. Finally, there is no more ringing in the ears. No more. It's all quiet. It's all quiet. I'm not at war with the world, with myself, with Ishvara, with anybody. There's a complete disarmament. Total disarmament. I have laid down the cudgels because there is nobody to fight against. All that is there is me. This has been understood. What about all the other people? They are all extensions of myself alone. I learned to see that, and I learned to understand that. And that is why there is no samsara. Samsara requires wants, and I am wantless. As Satchidanandam Brahma, I am totally, completely, fully wantless. No wants. That is the first reason there is no samsara. Second reason there is no samsara is because with the wants, why did the wants go? Because I have Atma Jnanam. And what does samsara feed? What is samsara's daily food? Avidya. Avidya. Samsara snacks on Atma Ajnanam. Samsara needs Atma Ajnanam in order to flourish. That is its staple diet. It eats that all the time. You take away Atma Ajnanam, samsara dies of starvation. Samsara cannot be. Cannot be. Samsara dies a quiet death due to starvation. Cause of death? Starvation. Why? Because samsara is allergic to jnanam. Samsara thrives on avidya. Avidya means what? Self-ignorance. Samsara thrives on self-ignorance. Samsara melts when it is confronted by knowledge. That's another reason samsara gets destroyed, totally gets destroyed. It does not have any leg to stand on. So, therefore, samsarasya samula, the mula of samsara is ajnanam. We've talked about this. Samula, samsarasya samula nasha. Samula nasha means along with the root cause, which is ajnanam, the samsara tree is finally felled with we'll see this in the 15th chapter, with the acts of detachment, with the acts of uninvolvement. Asanga shastrena dridena chitva, it is going to say. The samsara tree has to be felled. That's why the samsara is likened to a tree, because both can be felled, both can be cut. And if you cut the samsara tree, all the things that thrive are also gone. The twigs and all the things we saw, what all it represents, that is also gone. Tenaiva samsarasya samula nashaha. Very nice. And then the next part, going to the next verse, the next part of the question. See, these are all answers to the question. What verse was that? 45? 35? No, this is 45, but where was that? 25, yeah. So then, now we have, let us see what all we have covered. Ko nama bandhaha, check, we have covered. Kathamesha agataha, we have covered. And then katham pratisthasya, we have covered. Katham vimokshaha, how to get free of samsara, also we have covered. Then there is one more thing. What is that? Kosav anatma, paramatma kaha. What is paramatma? What is anatma? And how to distinguish between the two? Please tell me. And now the answer for that part of the question is coming in the next verse. Munjadishikamiva drishyavargat pratyanchamatmanam asangamakriyam vivichya tatra pravilapya sarvam tadatmana tishtati yassa muktaha. Munja is a particular kind of grass. In fact, that was what was used for the sacred thread ceremony called Upanayanam. Small children in ancient India, both boys and girls, were given munja. So now it is replaced by a thread. Now there is actually a thread, but before it was the grass. The grass was, woven together to make a thing, and to that a little piece of deer skin or deer fur was attached. This was what the child would wear during the ceremony. And what is this ceremony? It is called Upanayanam, the first encounter with the Veda. It's a rite of passage, introducing the child to the Vedas. And so this is munja grass. The grass is very, very sharp. You can't really, the grass will cut the hand. So what you have to do? You have to peel the grass and get the soft little shoot from inside the grass. Munjat, from munjat, what do you get? Ishika, the little grasslet. The little shoot is called ishika. Munjad ishikam iva. So now, what do you have to do? You have to separate the munja, the outer layer, which is very sharp and it can hurt the hand. So you should not hurt the hand, and you should not disturb or break the ishika. That ishika also, that is very delicate, very fragile. If you do it too quickly, it will break. And then if you don't do it mindfully, the hand will get hurt. The hand can even bleed. It's very sharp. So, how much care you have to take, how much mindful you have to be. This is a beautiful analogy here. Munjam ishikad iva. Just like the grass is separated, this munja grass is separated from its shoot. The shoot is used for various homas and rituals. Just like the munja grass is separated from the shoot, in the same way, pratyancham. So, pratyancham atmanam asangam akriyam. So, in the same way, you separate the I from all the drishya varga. Drishya varga means a whole host of objectifiable things. This we have seen before. Anything that I can objectify, I am not. This is not the ultimate conclusion. This is a, what kind of a conclusion? It is a working conclusion. It is a interim conclusion. It's a temporary place to just go and stand. Let's say there is a terrible deluge. There is flood water everywhere. and you have to go far away there on the other side. You can barely swim, but then you see a small island. What do? You say, let me at least swim, badly. Somehow let me just flop over in the water and push myself at least to go catch a hold of this island. I'll stand there and then I'll get a little breathing space, and from there I will go further. This is the temporary placeholder, this understanding. What is that? Anatma is not I. There are only two things in this world, Atma, I, and not I. And what is the not I? How do you tell this is not I? Because I can objectify it perceptually, inferentially, comparatively, so many, through all the means of knowledge, pramana vyapara, pramana vichara, I can objectify these things, so these things are not me. This is an interim place of safety. Because then after that, the next step is what? Everything is me. Because if I get stuck with this positioning, there are two things in life, Atma and Anatma. And then what? Then what happens? Then there is duality. You cannot say Advaita. You cannot say Advaita at all. So therefore, for Advaita, first you separate and then you unite. And the unification is also a strategic unification. When you bring back Anatma, it's a strategic unification. It's a unification where you come to the conclusion, Anatma is nothing but Atma, but Atma is not Anatma. Like the pot is clay, but clay is not pot. Very simple. Same thing. Ornament is nothing but gold. Ornament is gold. Every ornament rises from gold, sustained by gold, goes back to gold, but is gold ornament? No. Gold can be in many, many forms. Biscuit, they call it biscuit, but it's it can be in the form of a biscuit. Even that even that is unaffordable. Most people cannot even afford a gold biscuit. And then there is also gold brick, gold bars, all kinds of forms are there for the gold. It's not necessary that it should always be only in the form of ornaments. Similarly, clay can be in the form of this pot, those pots, all the whole world of earthenware is there. It can be in the form of a lid, in the form of a figurine, in the form of so many things. But from the standpoint of pot, is all clay, but you can't say the same from the standpoint of clay. From the standpoint of clay, pot is an incidental expression. From the standpoint of Atma, Anatma is an incidental expression. It is not intrinsic to the I. It's an incidental expression. Whereas from the standpoint of Anatma, Atma is intrinsic to Anatma. Without Atma, Anatma cannot be. Just like without clay, pot cannot exist. Similarly, that which you call Anatma, that which has name and form, that which is objectifiable, cannot be without the presence of Atma. We are seeing that in the Kenopanishad. But Atma is free of Anatma. And if this is not clear, go back to the example of the beggar, who is the actor who is playing the role of the beggar. The whole beggar, what is the body of the beggar? Body of the actor. Mind of the beggar is what? Non-separate from the actor, mind of the actor. Thoughts of the beggar are thoughts of the actor. In fact, the whole, what is that called? Beggar is nothing but actor. Is the actor a beggar? No. In fact, he has got rich. After playing the role of the beggar, he has become richer than before. So, in the same way, this is just a temporary step on the path. What is the step? The step is to Drishyavargat Pratyancham Atmanam Asangam Akriyam. Drishyavarga means from the whole host of objectifiable objects. From the whole host of objects, separate the Atma cognitively. Okay, you don't have an out of body experience, please do not do that, I forbid it. So separate as though cognitively separate the Atma, meaning I am not the body. You can see that I am not the mind, I am not just the mind, I am not the body. What is the body? Body is really Atma. Nothing is outside of Atma. Atma is not just the body. Atma is much more than the body. Like this, you mentally, cognitively engage in this separation, and then this kind of a separation is advocated in the beginning. Why? Because the Atma is not something that can be seen, number one. And then what happens? The number two is that therefore Atma is confused for everything that is Anatma. This is called Adhyasa. Anatmani Atma Adhyasa. In everything that is Anatma, I project Atma right there. So the dharma of the Anatma dharmas are projected onto Atma. Like I am a mortal. When I come to this conclusion, I am a mortal, what is happening here? The I has joined the property of the body. The property of the body, the attribute of the body, what is the attribute of the body? Being subject to death is the attribute of the body. The attribute of the body has been mistakenly projected onto the Atma, and me saying, therefore, the conclusion, what is that? I am a mortal. This is Atmani Anatma Adhyasa. It goes both ways. Anatmani Atma Adhyasa is also there. In the whole host of objects in the world, there is Atma Adhyasa. I project the infinite on finite things. First I project the infinite, I mistakenly think that all the things in the universe are infinite. They are not infinite. First I come to that conclusion, and then I try to make those things infinite. So, these two mistakes is what is the cause of samsara. So, munjadishikam iva drishyavargat pratyancham atmanam asangam. Asangam means this Atma doesn't do anything. It's not connected to anything. It doesn't need anybody. It does not lean on anything. It does not need a prop. Akriyam, it does not do anything. And then what? Vivichya, having separated mentally, cognitively, tatra pravilapya sarvam. We have already done this. First you say Atma, Anatma are separate, and then you resolve everything into Atma. What Anatma? There is no Anatma. Everything is Atma. Because now that separation was a temporary fix in order for me to see the vision, and without the separation the vision could not be got. Why? Because there was a mix-up. The mix-up has to be removed, and once the mix-up has been removed, there is only, what is there? Everything is only Atma. Pravilapya sarvam, resolving everything in the Atma. Yahatishtati, the one who is able to maintain the certainty of this vision. Saha muktaha, that person is truly free. Very beautiful. And then we have a whole section on the Panchakosha. What are the Panchakoshas, and why can't the Panchakoshas be Atma? What is Panchakosha? 5 areas where we make the mistake. 5 areas of mistake are called 5 koshas. Kosha means that which covers like a scabbard. Inside is what? Sword. And then the shape of the sheath which holds the sword is what? The shape of the sword. Same shape. In fact, at night you can make a mistake, think that that is the sword, but that is not the sword. So similarly here, koshavat achhadakatvat koshaha iti uchyate. Anandagiri says in the Tika to the Taittiriya Upanishad, because the word kosha is not used anywhere in the Taittiriya Upanishad. We have given that, we means the tradition. The lineage has given this name. So there are 5 areas where I take myself to be anatma. What are they? Body, obviously. Body is I am the body. There is a mistake, there is a conflation. What else? Prana. Before the mind, prana. If I can't breathe, I die. That means what? I am dependent on prana. I am prana. Another error. Then of course the mind. And then the mind is split into 2. The mind first is there, and then the other one is the sense of doership. I am the doer. And the other one, the last one, is a sense of experiencership. I am the experiencer. In all this there is problems, there are errors. So how to understand all this after removing the errors and what really is the Atma? We will see that. We won't chant all the verses. I will just summarize the message of the verses. We will chant maybe a few. We'll see how that goes. It's a very long section. We'll see that tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om. What you to do is bring this also, this carpet, and put it here, both of them, so we can cover the entire stage. Okay? Yeah. And we have been promised that we'll get a different carpet there. It may be a different color, but since these two match, we can put this on the stage. All right? Yeah. Thank you.